Welcome to Happy everyone. Happy 4th of July, United States of America. In this video, we're going to feature the Franklinia Tea Tree that's native to North America. Yeah, a tea tree. We're going to feature a Carmine Jewel Cherry bush and the Saturn White Peach. I've heard so much about that Saturn White Peach. White peaches are, oh, so sweet. Welcome to Happy. This is the Carmine Jewel Bush Cherry. She's self-pollinating. She's suitable for zones 3 to 8. Looks like Canada is developing some cultivars. I read that the Cupid Bush Cherry is good to zone 2. We got her several months ago. She's blown out the bottom. We incubate her plants in decomposing wood chips. Roots just thrive in that stuff. And then some critter has been nipping at its leaves, so we look forward to getting her in the ground. She prefers full sun, well-draining soil, produces fruit within 2 to 3 years. She's an early bloomer, blooms in March, April. The flowers are white and pink. They produce a small, deep red cherry that is described as sweet tart. Like all cherries, the longer you can leave it on the plant, the darker the fruit gets, the sweeter it's going to be, but we're going to learn a lot. This girl is a cross between the European dwarf cherry and the sour cherry. So the dwarfness gives her that 6 to 12 foot height, short stature, and that sour cherry half of her gives the fruit the tartness. We love sweet fruit, but we want to get into the bush cherries. Now, I could only find 6 cultivars. I'm sure there's more, but this is the Carmine Jewel, and I've read that the Juliet Bush Cherry produces the sweetest fruit. Now, these plants can get bacterial canker, so look out for dead branches and bronze-colored ooze coming from the bark or coming from the branches or trunk. If you see that bronze-colored ooze, you want to apply copper spray in the fall or winter to prevent damage from the disease. There are other solutions for us to explore. Check out our ad-free webpage dedicated to the bush cherry. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us as we stand up this 2-acre exhibition garden. Off to the next plant. Our Saturn Donut White Peach Tree. The fruit is exceptionally sweet. That's why I want to turn you on to this plant. They enjoy full sun and are self-pollinating. They want well-drained soil. She's an early blooming plant. Blooms someplace in like March and April from what I read, and she has pink flowers. Now, the Saturn Donut Peach Tree is a white-fleshed freestone fruit. Well, what does that mean? Peaches either have yellow fruit or white fruit. In general, white-fruited peaches are sweeter. Freestone versus the opposite, which is clingstone, has to do with how the fruit sticks onto the seed in the middle. Freestone allows you to peel open that fruit, cut open that fruit, and the fruit peels away from the seed, no problem. Clingstone fruit clings onto the seed. Not really a big deal, but this is a freestone peach. At least it's not a big deal to us. Maybe you guys prefer, but it's freestone versus clingstone. It's disease resistant to bacterial leaf spot and bark diseases. That's a big plus in a place like Maryland, where we have this hot, soupy, humidity weather in July and August. This came from Planting Justice Nursery. $32 for this girl. I bought the very last one that they had. I would have bought 2, but by the time I got around to it, 1 was left. Boo-hoo. A lot of plant for $32. Peaches thrive in organic soil. Let me show you what a peach tree looks like right over here. So this is what a peach tree looks like when it's planted in fertile soil. She's clocking in at about 15 feet tall. She's just a few years old, just planted a few years back, maybe planted out of a 3 or 5 gallon pot. Rich, organic, well-draining soil, and you're gonna get yourself a monster. We're gonna get her into the ground. I'll show you what that looks like at the end of this video. Please subscribe to our channel as we stand up a 2-acre exhibition garden of 400 plus edible plants. Off to the next plant. Last but not least, it's our Franklinia Tea Tree. But before I show you what she looks like, I'm going to describe this very unique plant. This plant is now extinct in its native range here in North America. Its native range was in and around Georgia. The cause of extinction is unknown. It's got a fascinating, uniquely American history. It was first described by a botanist in 1765. It now grows in many botanical and private gardens. It can be grown as a single trunk tree or a multi-trunked shrub. It has sort of an airy, round crown. It's best grown in organically rich, well-drained soil in full sun to part shade. I've read online that she likes afternoon shade. The key is that the soil must be well drained. Wilt and root rot are serious problems with this plant. She is known as a plant that's difficult to grow. We're gonna come back to that. When you plant the Franklinia tea tree, make sure she's on a raised bed and the soil is well draining. Make it nice, organically rich, and she'll be fine. Now, it is not drought tolerant, and again, it has a reputation for being difficult to grow. You just need to find its sweet spot. The flowers are somewhat large and fragrant. The flowers remind me of the tea tree plant's flowers. They look identical. The Franklinia tea tree has spectacular fall colors. Leaves turn that beautiful classic orange and red color. I don't know enough about how it's used for tea, but Edible Landscape, a super reputable firm, love you Michael, love you George. Edible Landscape writes that Franklinia was used as a tea and it was very popular by those who knew how to use it. I'm not going to tell you how to use it. We don't mind learning, but as of today, I don't know how to use it as tea. Check out our ad-free webpage on the Franklinia Tea Tree and follow us as this tree grows, emerges, and as we learn more about this one particular plant. Happy standing up 400 plus edible plants across our 2-acre exhibition garden. Please hit that subscribe button and follow us as we stand up this exhibition garden. Now, our Franklinia tea tree. Hold on. Isn't she beautiful? I effed up. So I watered her. She's in this pot. And she's been in a spot where I overwintered her, and she was doing fantastic. She got nipped by a deer that got in during the winter time. She leafed out just fine in the spring. About 2 weeks ago, or 10 days ago, when I prepared for planting, I gave her a good soaking, but I forgot my notes on her. She don't like wet roots. She needs to be in well-draining soil, and specifically, root rot is a problem with her. She's susceptible to root rot. And when you have a plant in a pot, and this is probably, well, I see a whole bunch of holes underneath here, but not really big holes. This pot either needed a boatload more holes, so you just take a drill and pop some holes, or peat moss just didn't need to put any water on her to prepare her for planting. We most likely lost this plant. I just did a little bit of a examination on the cambium to look for nice green growth, and it's not looking good. But the good news is I found yet another nursery. I just discovered them this morning by Googling the scientific name, the species name of this plant. They're in Maryland. They got a whole bunch of other types of plants at super reasonable prices. So I plowed through their website looking for stuff that we can add here, and we're definitely going to be picking up a Franklinia Tea Tree whether or not this girl survives. Remember, we're a no BS operation, so if I screw up, I'm going to share that screw up with you, even if I embarrass myself by showing you this girl. I'm going to do a unique mix of soil around the root ball here, heavy in perlite and peat moss, and I'm not going to soak her after I plant her and hope she makes it. If she doesn't, you know, I look forward to seeing this nursery. I've never been to their property before, and they have the Franklinia Tea Tree. This is a really unique plant. It is only native to North America, and not only native to North America, but a really small region in North America, and she's extinct in the wild. Unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed this video, despite the way my Franklinia Tea Tree looks. Sorry about that. We're no bullshit operation. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave any comment that you have. So far, I'm able to respond to comments as they flow in. Take care of yourself. Take care of someone else if you can. Love you. Bye. We got them planted in July. It's hot as hell, but if you shelter well, get her on a mound, water regularly, they'll take off just fine in the middle of a heat wave. Shelter's key, good water, well draining soil. Remember that Franklinian. Well, onward and upward, all the girls will be treated this way.